Facebook Find Bigfoot, the Paul Freeman final interview. Now, we've attempted to reduce the background noise from electronic equipment. It's there. We can't really do a lot about it. You have to turn the volume up. This was done in 2002. He talks about just about everything about where he found the tracks, how he's found it, his first experience, and what he thinks Sasquatch is. So turn it up, and this is kind of for die-hard fans only. So don't complain about the volume.
I was a skeptic too, but I seen him first when I seen him, and then after that I just hooked on, kind of like some people get hooked on fishing. And yeah, it's hard to make people believe,
Tell me a bit more about what you used to think before you saw it. Think about Nancy's dad.
Well, it's just like I hunted with my father since I've been a little boy. Hunted and trapped, and we hunted with hounds and killed lots of bear. And I just was a disbeliever. I said somebody would kill one of them, if there's that many of them around, but I don't think there's that many. I don't think there's probably over 3,000 of them in the whole Pacific Northwest.
And when you did see it, what did you think the first time?
Well, I was coming around the curve in an old logging spur, and it was kind of an S curve, and I was coming around one end of it, and this Bigfoot was coming off on the other end, stepped right off into the road. Just as I come around, I looked up, and he looked up, and or she, I don't know what it was, I didn't pay much attention because I was ready to turn and run, but the hair stood up on the thing's shoulders and head, and it gave me a frown like it was going to jump on me, and I started backing away, just one step at a time, walking backwards, and I hooked the heel of my shoe on a rock in the road and just about fell down, and when I got straightened up and looked at it again, it was turned around and was walking away from me. And just watched it walk away, just went outside, and then I went outside too. So,
what were you thinking at the time?
Thinking, oh God, I hope you don't jump on me, That's what I was thinking, because I didn't have another pocket knife with me. That's all I had.
What did you think it was?
Well, I didn't know what it was. I thought, well, it's some kind of prehistoric man, So it was the first impression I got of it. And then when I kind of looked at it for a few seconds, I thought, no, it's not a bear, it's not a gorilla, I don't know what it is, So.
And then after your years of working in the mountains there, what extent would you go to tell people about what was actually out there? I'm thinking about the show you used to put in.
They're there. They could be anywhere, wherever you're at, out camped, You probably never see one. You're gonna be skeptic to see one yourself, or somebody brings a by to you,
So, surely that day you filmed it, you must have thought, this is it. They're all going to believe me now.
Oh yeah, I thought, I'm going to really be vindicated here, but still it goes on, They don't believe you. It's got to have that evidence.
But surely that's evidence enough. You filmed it. It's walking.
Yeah, it's evidence enough for me, but not for them. It's going to have a body. It's coming down to that, or blood sample, DNA sample, or something, that really proves.
So when people see that footage, what do they say then?
Some of them believe it, some of them don't. Well, he did that,
Some people think you might have actually faked it.
Yeah, they do. Some people do think it's been faked, but prove it. That's what I say. Well, fake to me. My brother-in-law gave me a video camera that he had, and once I got a hold of that, I started packing that thing with me, and I thought, well, I'll get some footage of it. I'll see another one. I finally did see it, enough to get some footage, but it still isn't enough. Can
you tell me a bit about the circumstances of that day? What happened?
Well, I have a map at home I've drawn on for 15 years. And that's where I've been seeing Bigfoot, where they cross the road, where they stop at these springs and drink water, certain times of year, certain time of day. And I got to looking and watching that map, and it's starting to make a pattern on it where they were traveling. So I started going into Deduck Springs. It showed on that map that they'd been in there 9 times, you know, at that time of year. So I started going up there in the morning. I'd go in there before daylight, and I'd sit till dark in the evening, you know. And the one particular morning, my daughter had trouble with her car, and I had to do some work on it, so I was late. It was like 10 o'clock. So by the time I got up there, and I drove into this old spring, I had a little old Datsun car. I'd fixed up a big tires on it and stuff where I can get around up there, you know. It's cheap on gas, and I'd chain the thing up and just go, you know, up those old cheap roads and stuff. And I drove right into that spring, and apparently there were 2 of them there drinking when I drove in there, but they run off. They went up into the bush. I got out and was looking around, and there's their tracks in the mud where they'd been, and still had muddy water in their tracks. So I know they'd been in there, you know. So I heard the brush popping and stuff up over the bank, so I come up over the bank, and there was one of them going around the hillside there. It's just some old dead snags and stuff. That made me really nervous, because it stopped a couple times and looked at me, you know, and I thought, no, man, it's going to come at me, but it never did. It just went on around through the bush and went up over the mountain. I followed it for a ways, and then I decided I better go get some friends of mine to come back with me. And that's what happened. Come back and looked all day and followed the thing, you know. But we never did see them again. And that's the last sighting I had.
Did you cast the prints from there?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is one of them here. It's right in the spring. The other one, I've got it somewhere. It's smaller than that. Probably a mother and a son or daughter, probably. It was quite a bit smaller than she was, but I never got any film of it. You know, I was so doggone excited and stuff that you just get that way. You get really nervous and stuff when you see one of them, and probably been better off if I just shot one over the years, but I just don't want to kill one of them. You know, I don't think it'd be a good thing.
You don't sound too excited on the tape, but is that maybe because you're not kind of an excitable guy anyway?
Well, it takes a lot to kind of excite me, but over the years, you know, I've been messing with them for a long time, and first time I was really excited, you know, but after I found out that I don't think they'd harm you unless you provoke them into it, well, I didn't get too excited. I was kind of out of breath and breathing hard and stuff, because that was kind of steep in there where that spring was, and I was climbing up over the bank, and I was breathing a little hard, but no, I didn't get really too excited. I just didn't want to, I had a real big belly, like she was pregnant or something, you know, and I didn't want to just walk around the bush up there and run onto her, you know, and maybe have her jump on me or something.
So you kind of feel that you've seen it so often that you're used to seeing it, and actually that's why...
Yeah, well, you know, I'm sure they've seen me more times than I've seen them, and it just wasn't, it's exciting to see them. I get really excited, and I'd probably get excited right now, but not like I would the first time, you know.
Can you just describe in detail about the way it looks and size and colour and hair? And the way
Well, this one up there was kind of black, the dark brown or pretty near black, and the skin was kind of gray, dark gray color, you know, kind of looked like you've seen these gloves with gray leather, kind of like that. And it was probably the one I filmed there at Deduck Springs was probably 7 foot tall, and probably weighed, I don't know, 600 pounds, maybe more. And I thought some of them, that I'd seen before, probably weigh up to 1,000 pounds. Even it could have weighed that, But, they have long black hair. They have a strip from down over their head, down through between their shoulders is probably 5-6 inches long, and then the rest of it maybe 2 inches, all over the body.
Do they all look pretty similar?
Well, yeah, the ones I seen up there were pretty similar, but I think they were just a family, Probably different ones look different, I don't know. Pictures I've seen of different ones that people took look a little different, Of course, we don't all look the same either,
How do they walk?
They kind of walk stooped over and bent knee, just kind of trudge along, But they could make a big step. They can make a step over 60 inches if they want, That's pretty good. There's no way I can make a step like that,
And, some people say it looks like a man in a kind of zip-up suit. Does it?
No. Not when you can see the muscles and stuff moving their arms and their, and their legs and stuff. No. One I seen wasn't no man in a suit, I know that.
What's your thought?
And if there is somebody out there walking around in a suit, you could get killed. There is people out there that shoot you, I had people tell me, hey, I'll give you $1 million, just name your price, Well, I could have had that, but I just didn't want to shoot it, It's just, why kill them? They'd be like me walking out here and shooting you, Why should I go out there and shoot you just because you're out there walking around in the bush,
But what about embellishing some of the evidence just to make, because you've seen it so many times, it's there, but it's hard convincing people. So kind of just a little embellishment of evidence to say, look, surely now you're going to believe me.
Yeah, man. I don't care if they believe me or not. Everybody has their own reason for stuff. I don't care. I wish they'd just leave them alone myself and let them be on their way, I don't think they should ever bother. I wouldn't take a picture of one right now if it come out on the road down there and I could see it. I wouldn't.
So you wouldn't, this is kind of a controversial question, you wouldn't put Dwayne in one of those suits just to...
No, he never did want to even mess around with it. He took so much ridicule at school over it and stuff, but neither one of my boys even hardly go up the mountains with it. They're just not that type of people, they wouldn't do something like that. And I wouldn't either. I don't have to, They're there. If you go out there enough where they travel through, you might eventually see one of them.
You've been up there so many times. What kind of sounds would you hear that you thought maybe this is them?
Oh, they make all kinds of sounds. They're really great mimickers. They can mimic anything. They can sound like coyotes. They can sound like woman screaming. They can sound like peacocks. They grunt. They make all kinds of noise, even like pigs. They grunt and stuff. I have their sounds and stuff on tape. And, they can mimic about anything they want, I suppose. They have their whistle. They whistle sometimes. I think that may be communication, some way they communicate. I'm not sure, but could be.
Couldn't just be the animal.
Yeah, it could just be the way they do it too. I don't know. Just elk, when they're feeding, they make a funny little noise when they're feeding along.
Smells? What kind of smells would you get out there with them?
Yeah, they stink sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I think when you excite them, like come around a corner or something and around a bush and just walk right into one, like they'll throw a smell off kind of like a skunk does, but just sickening smell, strong urine smell just kind of make you want to throw up, but otherwise sometimes you see them and they don't make any sound.
Can you tell me about the first time you met Jeff Meldrum?
Well, yeah. First time I met Jeff was up in Walla Walla. Yeah, he's a pretty nice fellow. I've seen him, met him 3 or 4 times now.
But did he turn up on a very lucky day for him?
I can't remember.
Well, I believe the reason he believes is because the day he came to see you, you took him out there and then and showed him some tracks.
Oh, yeah, we found some tracks, but I could probably take you right now up there and find you tracks somewhere, you know. This is kind of a bad time of year. February is better, you know, middle of February. You go up there and, like I said, I've been drawing on that map for 15 years. I could probably look on that map and we can go find some tracks. When I left the Blue Mountains up there, well, Bigfoot would leave too, but they're still finding sign of him up there, you know. So what's that tell you? It's not me going up there. I had a smoked meat business in Camas, Washington. I sold that. Had a home in Camas, Washington. I sold that. She had a home that her mother gave us. We sold that. I've spent a couple $100,000 of my own money looking for Bigfoot. You know, I'm not going to just spend that because I haven't made, over the 17, 18 years, I haven't made $20,000 over it. So why would I want to blow all my money, you know, if I didn't think there was such thing out there? Yeah.
Yeah, did you ever change your methods of trying to track this thing down?
Oh, yeah. I've dug 15, 20-foot holes in the ground up there and made traps, and it seems like when you do something like that where they've been coming through, well, they move down the canyon a ways and start coming through there, you know. It's like they're sitting out there in the bush watching you do it. They may be, you know. Yeah. It seems like they know everything you're doing when you're up there.
What did you find the most productive way of seeing one or finding evidence?
Just get out there by yourself and be quiet and just go sit, you know, all day long and watch, you know. If they're in that area, you eventually see them.
Why do you think you've seen more than other people?
I don't know. I spent, like I said before, I spent 4,000 hours a summer in the bush. That's a lot of hours, you know. If you're out there every day, you're gonna see something. If you're there once a month, well, you might see something, you might not, you know. So that's all the answer I have for that.
That's a great answer too. What extent do you think the media's influenced the public perception of Bigfoot?
Nah, I don't even have an answer for that.
You don't like the way the media portrays Bigfoot?
No, I don't. Because most of the time they'll get what they want from you, and then they'll go back and print what they want to print, you know. So that's why I quit doing a lot of interviews and just quit talking about it. You know.
And what about like films like The Legend of Boggy Creek and things like that? Do they paint a bad picture for someone trying to prove that this thing really exists?
Yeah, some of them probably. They do. They could be, you know, something back in that country like that. They see them all over. They see them in the prairie country now and every place. So, you know, I know they travel. I found a footprint up there in the Blue Mountains. That was the same Sasquatch made the track in Northern California in 1967. And I had the same track I found up there in Walla Walla in the 90s. You know, so those things travel. They travel all over the country.
Could just be a fake copy of the one.
No.
Okay. What do you think it could be then?
Like I said before, it's something. Maybe the missing link. You know.
Not an ape.
Not an ape. No. Not an ape. They kind of look like an ape in the face. Some of them, but and some of them don't. So. Like I said, we all don't look alike, you know.
Okay, what will it take to find it?
Kill it. But I'm not going to do it. That's the only way they're going to prove it.
What about the young whippersnappers with their thermal imaging cameras and things like that? Do you think that modern science might find it?
Well, they should. You know, if they worked at it, you know, they don't have to work at it. Those things are intelligent. Hell of a lot smarter than what we give them. You know, they've been here a long time, and they'll be here a long time after we're gone. You know.
Facebook Find Bigfoot.